Close your eyes just for a moment and imagine a single thought, soft as a whisper, taking root in the soil of your mind. It grows, doesn't it? Twisting through your bones, coloring your days, shaping the very world you walk in. That, my friends, is the sacred truth. Thoughts are the architects of your reality. Every belief you cradle, every word you speak is a seed. Plant fear and watch the shadows. Plant courage and feel the ground rise to meet you. The mind is no passive thing. It is a living, breathing force, a loom where you weave the fabric of your days. You have stood at the edge of despair and whispered, I am broken, you to future say, I am becoming. The universe leans in listening. It does not judge, it obeys. Your joy, your pain, your triumphs, they all began as a flicker inside you. So tell me, what will you think into existence today? A life as narrow as a closed door, one as wide as the sky, waiting for you to claim it. The choice, the power, the magic, it has always been yours. Now, rise up and think yourself into the life you were born to live. Imagine, if you will, a single spark in the dark. That is your life. Every great oak was once a seed. Every mighty river began as a trickle. And every destiny, every reality you will ever know started as nothing more than a whisper in your mind. You have felt it, haven't you? That moment when doubt creeps in like a thief, stealing your courage before you even take the first step. Or that glorious surge of hope when you dare to believe, maybe, just maybe, I can. That is the power of thought, the invisible hand that shapes your world. It does not ask for permission. It does not wait for the right time. It is always working, always creating, always turning the unseen into the undeniable. Think of a child who believes they are weak. Every stumble confirms it. Every challenge feels like a mountain. But that same child, if they whisper to themselves, I am strong, begins to stand taller. Their shoulders lift, their eyes brighten. The world does not change around them. They change, and in changing the world bends to meet them. That is the alchemy of them. That is how a thought soft as a breath can move the weight of the world. Your thoughts are not passengers in your life. They are the drivers. They steer your choices, your actions, your very heartbeat. When you wake and say, today will be hard, your breath shortens. Your steps drag, but when you rise and declare, today I will rise, something shifts, your blood humps, your spirit stirs, the same sun shines, the same wind blows, but you are different. And so some will tell you that reality is fixed, unchangeable, a wall you cannot climb. But I tell you this, reality is clay and your thoughts are the hands that mold it. The greatest builders, the greatest dreamers, they all knew this truth. They did not wait for the world to give them permission. They did not beg for a sign. They thought it first. They saw it in their minds before it ever took shape in their hands. And because they believed, the universe leaned in and whispered, yes? Do you understand now? The battles you fight, the love you find, the victories you claim, they were all born in the quiet corners of your mind. A thought of fear can chain you. A thought of courage can free you. A thought of lack can starve you. A thought of abundance can feed you for a lifetime. This is not magic. This is not mystery. This is the raw, undeniable power of your own mind. So I ask you, what are you thinking right now? Are you building walls or bridges? Are you planting weeds or flowers? Because whatever it is, it will grow. It must grow. That is the law of the mind. That is the secret the wisest souls have carried through the ages. You were never meant to be a prisoner of circumstance. You were meant to be a creator, a sculptor, a painter of your own destiny. And it all begins with a thought, just one. Tiny, fragile, flickering. But oh, what a fire it can become. Now tell me, what will you think into the world today? Close your eyes for just a moment and think back. Way back to the first time someone told you you couldn't. Maybe it was a teacher, a friend, a voice inside your own head. Do you remember how it felt? Like a door slamming shut, like the world suddenly got smaller. Now think of the first time someone said, "You can." How did that feel? Like wings unfolding, like the sun breaking through the clouds. That right there is the power of belief. It is the silent architect of your life, the quiet force that decides whether you soar or sink before you ever take the first step. Your beliefs are not just thoughts, they are the roots of your existence. They dig deep into the soil of your soul and shape everything that grows from you. Believe you are weak and your knees will buckle under the weight of a feather. Believe you are strong and you will move mountains without realizing they were ever in your way. This is not poetry. This is not wishful thinking. This is the raw, unchanging truth of human potential. What you believe about yourself does not just influence your life. It becomes your life. Think of a seed buried in the earth. It does not argue with the dirt. It does not beg for the sun. It simply believes deep in its core that it is meant to grow. And so it pushes, it stretches. It breaks through the darkness because it knows without a single doubt that the light is there waiting. You are no different. Every dream you've ever buried, every hope you've tucked away is still alive, still waiting, still believing in you, even when you stop believing in it. Some people walk through life wearing their doubts like chains. "I'm not smart enough," they whisper. "I don't have the right connections. I miss my chance." And so the world obeys. It shrinks to fit their fears. But then there are those who dare to say, "I am ready, I am capable. I am more than this moment." And the universe, oh, the universe listens. Doors swing open. Paths appear, not because the world favors them, but because their belief changes how they move through it. They stop waiting for permission and start claiming what was always there. You have seen this truth in your own life, even if you didn't realize it at the time. Remember when you were convinced you'd fail that test and suddenly your mind went blank? Or when you walked into a room believing you didn't belong and suddenly every glance felt like judgment? That was your belief shaping your reality. But now think harder. Remember the time you surprised yourself when you dared to hope, to trust, and suddenly the impossible became possible. That was your belief too. That was you stepping into your power. Here is the secret no one tells you. Belief is not something you find. It is something you choose. Every morning, you decide whether to put on the armor of doubt or the cloak of confidence. Every moment, you are writing the story of your life with the ink of your conviction. And the most beautiful part, you can rewrite it any time. You can erase the old lines, the tired lies, the icons, and I'll nevers, and in their place you can write, "Watch me." Do not mistake this for blind optimism. This is not about ignoring the storms. It's about knowing you can weather them. It's not about pretending there's no darkness. It's about trusting you'll find the light. The greatest men and women who ever walked this earth were not spared from pain or failure. They simply believed in something bigger than their struggles. They believed in themselves, not because the world told them to, but because they refused to let the world tell them otherwise. So I ask you now, what do you believe? Not what you've been told, not what your past has whispered, not what your fears have shouted, but you. Deep down in the quietest, truest part of your soul, what do you believe you are? Because that belief is already shaping your tomorrow. It is already carving the path you will walk. And if it doesn't fit, if it feels too small, too tight, too heavy, then change it. Tear it down, build it anew. You are the sculptor. You are the creator. You are the only one who gets to decide what you believe. And when you do, when you plant that unshakable faith in your own potential, watch how the world bends to meet you. Watch how doors swing open. Watch how the universe leans in and whispers, "Finally." I've been waiting for you to believe it too. Now tell me, what will you dare to believe today? There is a hidden power resting on your tongue right now. A power so immense it can build cities or burn them down, heal wounds or make them deeper, lift a soul to the heavens or bury it in the dust. That power is your words. They are not just sounds. They are not just air passing through your lips. They are living, breathing seeds. And every single one you speak takes root in the garden of your reality. Think of the last time someone's words cut you like a knife. Years later, you can still feel the sting, can't you? Now think of the time someone's words lifted you up, how they wrapped around your heart like a warm blanket and made you believe, even for a moment, that you were invincible. That is the power I'm talking about. Your words do not vanish into thin air. They linger. They take shape. They become the bricks that build your world or the wrecking ball that tears it down. Every great dream begins as a whisper. Every triumph starts as a declaration. Before a skyscraper touches the sky, it lives in the architect's mind and then on their lips. I will build this, they say. And so it becomes. Before a writer fills a page, they speak it into the air. I will tell this story, and suddenly the words flow. Before you ever achieve anything, you must first name it, call it forth. Give it life with your voice. Because the moment you say something out loud, the universe begins arranging itself around that truth. But here's the danger. We speak death over our dreams without even realizing it. I'll never be good enough. Things never work out for me. I'm just not lucky. And like obedient servants, our lives bow to those commands. We don't realize we're not predicting our future. We're creating it. Every I can't is a wall. Every I'll try is a maybe. But every I will. That is a promise to yourself and to the world that cannot be broken. I've seen it happen. A woman who called herself broken for years and her life stayed shattered. Until the day she looked in the mirror and said, "No, I am healing." And suddenly the pieces began to fit. A man who muttered, "I'm a failure," every time he stumbled, until he replaced it with, "I'm learning." And his whole world shifted. It wasn't magic. It wasn't luck. It was the simple, undeniable law of words. They always produce after their kind speak lack, and lack will follow. Speak abundance, and abundance will find you. Your words are the blueprint of your life. They tell the universe what to bring you, what to build for you, what to believe about you. So why would you ever speak to fear over you? Why would you let "I can't" live rent-free in your mouth when "I can" is standing at the door begging to be let in? The most successful people in the world aren't necessarily smarter or more talented. They've just learned this one secret. They say what they want to see before they see it. They describe their future with such passion, such clarity, that the world has no choice but to match their vision. I want you to try something right now. Think of a dream buried in your heart, something you've been afraid to say out loud. Maybe it's, "I'm going to start my own business." Maybe it's, "I will overcome the sickness." Maybe it's as simple as, "I choose joy today." Now say it out loud. Don't whisper it. Don't hide it behind a nervous laugh. Declare it. Feel how the air changes. Feel how your spine straightens. That right there, that's the first brick of your new reality. From this moment forward, I challenge you to speak like your words are sacred, because they are. Speak like every sentence is seed you're planting in the soil of your future. Before you say, "I'm tired," ask yourself, do you want exhaustion to grow? Before you say, "This is impossible," ask, do you want barriers to rise up? No. Then plant what you want to harvest. Speak strength, speak hope. Speak victory before it comes. Because here's the truth, your mouth isn't just reporting your reality, it's creating it. So tell me, what will you speak into existence today? Will you murmur doubts and watch them bloom into obstacles? Or will you shout your dreams to the sky and marvel as the world conspires to make them real? The choice is yours. The power is yours. The words are yours. Now, go. Say something magnificent. Look into a mirror and what do you see? A face, a body, the surface of who you are. But there's another mirror, one far more powerful, one that doesn't hang on a wall but lives inside you. This mirror doesn't show your skin, it shows your soul. It doesn't reflect light, it reflects thought. And here's the secret no one tells you. What you see in this mirror doesn't just show you your world, it creates it. Your mind is this mirror. Every thought, every belief, every whispered fear or shouted dream, they don't just pass through you like clouds. They stick, they take root. They paint themselves across the canvas of your life until the world outside you matches the world inside you. Think lack and scarcity appears. Think abundance and opportunities multiply. Think love and love finds you. Think defeat, and oh, how the ground beneath you trembles, ready to swallow you whole. This isn't philosophy. This isn't fantasy. This is the raw, unfiltered truth. Your inner world becomes your outer world. Always, without fail. I've seen it happen 1,000 times. The student who walks into an exam convinced they'll fail, and suddenly their mind goes blank. The artist sure their work isn't good enough, and every stroke of the brush feels clumsy. The lover's certain they'll be left, and watch how the relationship crumbles. It's not coincidence, not bad luck. It's the mirror working. Your thoughts don't just respond to reality, they shape it. They are the invisible hands that mold the clay of your existence. And what you hold in your mind, you will soon hold in your hands. But here's the mirror can be wiped clean. Those old dusty thoughts of I'm not enough can be replaced. Those cracked reflections of I'll never succeed can be shattered. You get to choose what this mirror shows. You get to change what it reflects. And when you dare to stare into that glass and say, no, today I see something different. The universe has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your vision. Think of a time you woke up dreading the day, how everything went wrong, how the world felt heavy. Now think of a morning you rose with purpose, with fire. How the same sun felt warmer, how obstacles became stepping stones. The world didn't change. You did, and in changing, you changed everything. That's the power I'm talking. That's the magic of the mind's mirror. Some people spend their lives cursing their reflection. They blame the mirror for showing them what they themselves have painted. Why does this always happen to me? They cry, not realizing they've been holding the brush all along, but you don't have to be one of them. You can pick up a new brush. You can choose new colors. You can look into that mirror tomorrow and decide, today I paint a masterpiece. Right now, in this very moment, your thoughts are sculpting your future. The question is, what are they sculpting? Are they carving out doubt or chiseling confidence? Are they sketching fear or drawing courage? Because whatever it is, it's already taking form. It's already stepping out of the shadows of your mind and into the light of your life. So I beg you, watch your thoughts like a hawk. When old fears creep in, replace them with new truths. When doubt whispers, shout louder. When the reflection seems dark, reach in and adjust the light. This mirror doesn't control you, you control it. And once you realize that, once you truly believe it, you'll never see yourself or your world the same way again. Now look inward. What do you see? A life of limitations or a life of limitless possibility? A story already written or one waiting for your hand to turn the page? The mirror doesn't lie. It only shows you what you've chosen to show it. So tell me, what will you choose to see today? There is a moment, a split second, when the world crashes down around you. When you stand at the crossroads between two voices, one whispers, this is the end. The other declares, this is where I begin. That moment, that choice between breaking and bending, between surrendering and rising, that is where your life is truly lived. Because resilience isn't about avoiding the storm, it's about learning to dance in the rain. It's not about having an unshakable life, it's about having an unshakable spirit. Let me tell you something you already know but may have forgotten. You are far stronger than you think every time you've gotten back up. Every time you've been told no, you've found a way to keep going. Even after all the disappointments, all the heartbreaks, all the moments that made you question everything, you're still here, still breathing, still fighting, still hoping. That isn't luck. That isn't chance. That is resilience. The quiet, stubborn refusal to let the world write your story for you. But here's the truth they don't teach you. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you choose. Every single day, it's the decision to see failure as a teacher, not an executioner. It's the choice to view pain as a stepping stone, not a tombstone. It's the perspective that says, this isn't happening to me. It's happening for me. Because the same wind that extinguishes a weak flame only makes a wildfire burn brighter. The same pressure that crushes coal creates diamonds. The question is, what will you let your struggles make of you? I've seen people lose everything and rebuild something greater. I've watched souls shattered by grief find purpose in their pain. I've witnessed ordinary people endure extraordinary hardships and emerge not just unbroken but unshakable. And you know what they all had in common? They decided how their story would go. They didn't deny their suffering. They simply refused to let it define them. They looked fear in the face and said, "You don't own me." They stared into the darkness and whispered, "I will be my own light." You've had those moments too. Maybe you didn't recognize them at the time, but they were there. That morning you dragged yourself out of bed when every part of you wanted to quit. That was resilience. That time you smiled through the tears. That was resilience. That instant you took one more step when your legs were screaming to stop. That was you choosing strength over surrender. And if you've done it before, you can do it again. You already have everything you need. The world will try to convince you that your struggles are a sign of weakness. Don't believe it. Your scars are proof of your strength. Your tears are evidence of your courage, your ability to keep going. Even when every part of you wants to stop, that is the mark of a warrior. And warriors don't win every battle. They just refuse to stay on the ground when they're knocked down. So the next time life throws you to your knees, remember you're in the perfect position to rise. The next time you feel like you can't go on, remind yourself of all the times you thought the same thing and kept going anyway. The next time fear tries to paralyze you, laugh in its face and take one step forward. Because resilience isn't about being fearless. It's about moving forward even when you're terrified. This is your life, your story, your fight, and no one gets to decide how it ends but you. So tell me, right here, right now, what will you choose? Will you let your struggles break you, or will you let them make you? Will you see yourself as a victim of circumstance, or as the hero of your own journey? The power isn't in what happens to you. It's in how you respond. Now take a deep breath, stand up straight, and step forward, not because it's easy, but because you can, because you always have, because you always will. The world needs your strength, but more importantly, you need to remember just how strong you truly are. Close your eyes just for a moment. I want you to picture something. Not just see it, but feel it. A dream so vivid it makes your heart race. A future so bright it stings your eyes. That image burning in your mind right now, that's not fantasy. That's not wishful thinking. That's the first draft of your destiny. Because what you can imagine, you can create. What you can see inside, you can hold in your hands. This is the sacred alchemy of the human spirit, the miraculous power to turn visions into truth. Every great invention, every masterpiece, every empire ever built, they all began the same way, as a spark in someone's imagination. The Wright brothers didn't just build a plane. They saw themselves flying long before their feet left the ground. Martin Luther King didn't just deliver a speech. He painted his dream so vividly that millions could step into the picture with him. Your dreams work the same way. They're not escapes from reality, they're blueprints. The world doesn't change first, your vision of it does. And when that vision becomes unshakable, reality has no choice but to catch up. But here's where most people fail. They treat their imagination like a child's toy instead of the architect's tool it truly is. They daydream about better lives but don't believe those images. They fantasize about success but don't feel it in their bones. And so nothing changes because imagination without conviction is just mental wallpaper. Pretty to look at but powerless. True alchemy happens when you take those inner pictures and breathe life into them. When you stop saying I wish and start declaring I will. When your daydreams become so real inside you that the universe has no choice but to mirror them back. I've seen it happen. The single mother who pictured her child going to college so clearly she could smell the campus grass and now walks those very sidewalks. The struggling artist who visualized his paintings in galleries down to the texture of the frame and now signs autographs beneath them. The cancer patient who imagined herself healthy with such intensity she could taste her recovery and now lives in that healed body. These aren't miracles, they're demonstrations. Proof that when imagination marries belief, reality bows in obedience. Your mind is the most powerful reality-shaping tool you possess. Right now, as you sit there, you're weaving your future with every thought, every image, every silent conversation you have with yourself. The question is, what are you reading? Are you running horror films of failure through your mind or blockbusters of triumph? Are you decorating your mental space with pictures of what you fear or what you desire? Because whatever plays on the screen of your imagination long enough will eventually walk off that screen into your life. This isn't about positive thinking. This is about conscious creation. The Wright brothers didn't just think happy thoughts about flying. They studied birds, calculated angles, lived in their vision until it became fact. That's the secret. You must dwell in your imagined future so completely that it stops being a someday and starts being already. See the job offer in your inbox before it arrives. Feel the weight of your published book before it's printed. Hear the applause before you step on stage. Your subconscious can't tell imagination from reality. So if you make it real inside, your outer world will follow. Some will call this foolish. Let them. The same people who ridicule visionaries are the ones who later line up to buy their products, read their books, and marvel at their achievements. Every revolutionary idea was first laughed at until it changed the world. Your dreams are no different. The more vividly you can imagine them, the more violently reality will work to materialize them. So I dare you, no, I double dare you to dream bigger than you've ever allowed yourself. To close your eyes and paint your future in colors so bright they scare you. To imagine your success so thoroughly it gives you chills. And then live from that place, speak from it, act from it. Let every decision come from the version of you that already has what you desire. Because that's the alchemy, not waiting for proof before you believe, but believing so fiercely that proof becomes inevitable. The future isn't something that happens to you. It's something you invite through the doorway of your imagination. So tell me, what breathtaking reality are you daring to envision today? What glorious vision will you hold so tightly in your mind that the universe has no choice but to hand it to you? Remember, they called alchemy impossible too, until people learned how to turn lead into gold. Your dreams are no different. The magic is real. The power is yours. Now imagine like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does.